here we go. We're gonna have some fun today. So I've got a bunch of plugins. We're also gonna shoot out some DI setups. Let me see if I can get this in without shutting it off. And then I'll probably do a little bounce out so you guys can kind of hear it at the end, more, you know, legit. But here are a bunch of, and basically, you know, I want to start doing some heavy rock stuff again and some kind of metal stuff. But you know, most of my amps are Marshalls, and I don't want to spend $1 zillion. And what I'm realizing is that if I've got my nice modded Marshall and I can get something underneath it to blend with it, it's actually and it's a good rock and sound, like something heavy and modern. Just that little combination will work. I don't have to have like a modded Marshall and a diesel and an Engl. Like I can kind of get it going on with this. And a thing that I did, you know, here I'm gonna go back to. Anyway, so I had this moment, like my buddy, my engineer, Moody, made a record for one of my clients in North Carolina, and then they sent it to me to mix and also do to reamp the guitars. And so I was like, when I left, I bought him as a going away present. His what is it when you fire somebody? You give them a, what's that word? I don't know, whatever the word, like, you know, your last check for like 6 months so that you can survive. I can't remember what it's called, but severance pay, I guess. I bought him the Friedman amp. I think it was by Soft Tubes. It was the Friedman, you know, plug-in. So he was using the Friedman plug-in when they were tracking it. So, and they'd worked on the whole, they tracked everything. I said, well, listen, bounce it out in audio so that I can hear what, you know, you guys were listening to. So he did that, and when I got it and I listened to it, I was like, it was all right. It wasn't killing me. And then I fired up my Marshalls, and I like those better. But the thing that I did was, when I got finished with it, I screwed up, and I deinstantiated, on the left, I deinstantiated his print track, but on the right, I accidentally deinstantiated my recorded track. So what I had was, I had like my Marshalls on the left and his like Soft Tubes, whatever Friedman Harry Brown Eye thing he did on the right. And I start mixing the record, and it sounds great. I get this big, nice, huge sound. And then I look over, and I realized that I had left his plug-in up. And I was like, oh, shoot, okay. So I took his and I killed it, and I pulled mine back out, and when I panned it and I listened to it, it didn't sound as cool. Now, maybe my ears were getting used to, you know, the way it was, but it was like I realized that there was something, not just to the sound difference that made it wide and big, but there was something to kind of the flatness of the plugin, the lack of like air moving, and the more flatness of it kind of was cool. And I've been a little under the weather, and that's what got me thinking about this. And so, and then I started working on my tunes the other day with Rob when he was out here, and I thought, you know, I'd like to retrack some of these guitars, and I'd like to do it with some heavy, you know, I like UAD Engl and some of the stuff he's done with, you know, these plugins and the Kemper and all that. And, you know, something to give it a real flat, direct, like kind of no, I don't know. So anyway, that was the concept. So I want to find some software that I can blend with my Marshalls and with my, you know, AC30s and my Fenders or whatever. And I'm not really concerned with clean sounds. I really like the clean thing that I'm getting. It's the crunch thing that I want some variations. So I got on the horn with a bunch of people, and I posted up, and I got a bunch of ideas. And thanks for listening to me share my whole story here. And yeah, that's it, man. Don't let the studio kill you, as he coughs. All right, so I have Ampilitube. I had Ampilitube 3. My friend Jason is a rep for them. I got on the phone with him yesterday, and I'm like, listen, I want to really like take this off. So he's like, hey, download Ampilitube 4, and you know, and I got all the stuff, and I got new amps and stuff. Anyway, messed around, and this is just my black Les Paul. Basically, I just did a DI straight into the blue Montesi, and then I just basically duplicated it on all these tracks and did all these different simulators. So this gives you an idea. This one I really like. This is the orange Thunderverb 200, the IK Multimedia Ampilitube. That just, I love. And I'm going to give you my opinion on this too. Triple rectifier. This is Ampilitube also. Now this didn't have enough gain, which is kind of like, in a weird way, a lot of times how those triple recs are. They have this weird thing where it didn't quite get the gain, so I added a little OCD. And again, I haven't like dialed in through these things crazy. But here's the triple rec. Now I've owned 3 of these. I've owned a Rev G, a Rev F, a modded Rev F, and a new one. I've actually owned 4 of these triple recs, the real ones. And that sounds exactly like a triple rec to me. And I like that. That's a nice... And then back to the orange. So those are great. Now here's their Soldano, it's just my opinion. Here's the Soldano, same thing, Ampilitube Soldano, which doesn't quite have the oomph, it's more of an 80s thing. And honestly, I use this Soldano all the time when I'm like just doing scratch tracks, because it's like, it plays great, it's easy, it sounds okay. Don't like it quite as much as these, but it's not bad. And again, this is probably not, I would probably lean more towards just using my my Marshalls instead, my real Marshalls. Sounds good though. So there's Soldano, and then triple rec, and orange. I just like that for some reason. Now let's move over to the, looks like the demo's on. Okay, cool. This is the Engl UAD. I don't know. I couldn't really get this one happening. It's something distant and dirty about it, and I've turned every frickin' knob. Maybe that would work sometimes. I don't know. That didn't really do it for me. Then here's the Engl, the other Engl, the 7 something, the retro tube. I like that better. That's more Marshall-y. I don't know. That I like. That's cool. That's better to me than the 6. This is the 6. The 6 is this one. There's something weird and kind of... There's, you know, I've noticed on a number of these, they create this odd little comb filtering. They all do this thing where you hear like a slight either comb filter or like a flanging, like there's some little weird thing, and it must have to do with the modeling. I can hear it on this one. This one sounds, I don't hear it as much. I still hear it a little bit, but not as heavily. Then we've got 11 rack. This is like the generic one that comes with Pro Tools or whatever. I don't know who it is. It's 11 free. Yeah, and it's just sounds cheap. I've used this one for years for mix. Here's the 25. Yeah, it's a 25s, 30s. Doesn't make a difference. Yeah, I've used this for scratch tracks for like a decade or 10, whatever. It's fine. But I wouldn't do a record with this. It's not bad. This is guitar. I think this is the Waves one. This thing, I hate this. It's just Nothing going on there. Now, there may be other things that can be added to this. I know a few guys like this, but I just don't. Here's a 12-inch standard cab. Just sounds lame. I don't know. I hate to say that. Here's bias. Now this is this is their VH4. This is a whole deal. I don't know who this is by, some company, but it's called Bias. It's okay. I don't know. Too many options. There's too many notes. This is their VH4. That does not sound like a VH4. That sounds like an AC30 on steroids. I don't know. It didn't really do it for me. Here's Brit Rock 50. I don't know. Bias didn't really do it for me. And a lot of guys really like it. And the thing is that's the way this thing goes. Here's the Soldano. So here's like the SLO. Set pretty much the same as the Ampilitube Soldano, which actually looks like a Soldano. And here's Ampilitube. No comparison. The Ampilitube, it blows the bias away. And again, it's just my opinion. Bias. Yeah, that's not really doing it for me. Let me go back into the. And again, I'm primarily looking at high gain. So here's bias diesel. Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't really do it for me. Here is S gear. Now this is this seems almost like a little bit like Axe Effects. Like it's got all these, everything comes in with all this ambient line 6 kind of shit that I hate. And I couldn't really get anything going on. I didn't like the interface. It's got like number systems, like with 6,000, like everything just names silly shit, swampy trunk. Like it doesn't have like clean crunch, high gain, lead. Like it doesn't have banks with everything. Just kind of it's all fun, hip, slick, and cool stuff that when I'm in a pinch and I'm moving quick, I hate, because it just feels slow and unprofessional to me. But anyway, this was a high gain sound I got from this. This is Scoffum something S gear. And I just shut off all the effects. It's got a whole room simulation. It sounds pretty cool. That took me a while to get that. I couldn't really. Some of these are easy right out of the gate. This is a Creme. This is cool. This is, I don't know who makes this, Kvassa Creme or something. Let me kind of move this to the right. And then here's the Soldano from IK. Same type of sound. Yeah, they're both good. This is useful. This would be a useful, simple, mid-cut sharp. It's just got like kind of name, you know. Where am I? Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Mid-cut sharp. And then it does a. Now it feels really bright to me. I don't know. There's something on the top end I don't like. I hit all these. Yeah, it's got like different. Yeah, it's like a voicing, scooping, whatever. So you get the gist of it. Here's BX Shred Spread. What a company! These guys got some voodoo going on. This is the BX Modern Rock. Kind of rectifier-esque. It's by Plug-in Alliance, BX. Here's the triple rec by IK, Ampilitube. The BX is nice, but I would take that over the BX, I think. Then there's another one, which is a super pain in the butt in demo mode, so I have to just put it on the fly. That's that TSE, is it? TSE X530. This guy like wants to constantly not let my system save, and it's just... This is the TSE. Kind of looks like one of those PV. That sounds freaking great. This is the TSE X50. See, it does this thing where it's like, and then it doesn't, I don't know, it's a pain in the butt. That is great. Alright guys, and the last one is Tone Forge Menace. This is the Joey Sturgis one. See that thing TSE thing doesn't want me. What do you call this? The Joey. Is that like a sandwich? Oh, I see. Got it. Bright presence. That's fantastic. So that's the Joey Sturgis Tone Forge Menace. TSE. Triple rack. Ampilitube. Yeah, man. Some good sounds, man. These things are getting better, you know? Alright, guys. I'm going to bounce these out. And I'm going to, let's see if I can get this down here. Anyway. I'll put them at the end of the video, and, you know, so you'll have all the clips. And you guys can see if you dig it, and I'm enjoying it. Gonna be cool, man.